Hi, everybody. This is GM John Fedorowicz. Welcome to my Simulmaster July Simul of the year 2015. Just got back from a chess camp at the Mechanics Institute in San Francisco. If anybody makes it out there or lives out there, it's a great club run by some of my good friends, GM Nick DeFermian. I am John Donaldson. Senior Master Paul Whitehead, and Senior Master Elliot Winslow. So good luck to everybody in the simul. We could start at any second now. And take it easy on me because I did take. Now I know why they called it the red eye. Well, I had an idea, but taking a flight at 9:30 at night from San Francisco to New York and getting home at about 5:30 in the morning is leaves me a little pooped, but still feel pretty good and looking forward to the simul. It's always a lot of fun. And looks like we're ready to get going here. So good luck to everybody. Have a good time. And I'm going to get going here. 20 boards. And Varun 1, I think we've played before. Abbas Child seems new. Aaron Trobo, I believe we played a couple of times. Chess 24, we play every month, it seems. I think we've had some really interesting games. I think I'm going to try to mix up the E4s and D4 dodgy. I think we played last month Doctor Strange move. We definitely played for sure. And our games are always very messy. So I think today I'm going to try one C4 on him. Try and keep him under control. Enrico Booty, I know we played at least once. I seem to remember some sort of Sicilian. Eternal Warrior, I don't think we've played. Fork and Pin, we've played for sure. Growmaster, absolutely faced each other before. Isolani, I think we played before, but I'm not sure. Jester, I think, absolutely. Lost in Space, I would have remembered that name. I don't think we played. It's one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. I don't know if the name has anything to do with it. And also, I watch it every Saturday night at midnight. I watched the tape last night, and I still have yesterday's episode to watch. So it's funny. There's a TV station in New York, Monarch, 1952. Moo Hit, Pathfinder. We've played. I'm not sure. At least once, maybe a couple of times. Steven 802 seems new. Tahoe Sam, we've definitely played before. I think he's beaten me a couple times last month. I played solid and made a draw. Talakin, I think we've had some complicated games. TD Kid seems new. And Aaron Trobo, we're back to where we started. So here we go. Let's check out the openings. Aaron Trobo, we're getting into beginnings of Queen's Gambits. Varun 1. Chess 24 looks like could be a perk. I know we've had perks and King's Indians. Enrico Booty, D4 Knight of 6. Moo Hit Knight at D4 Knight of 6. Doctor Strange move C4, C6, getting into a Slav. Usually with these move orders, I don't know if I have anything tricky here, so I might just have to go into a Slav, and I'll see what sort of Slav to play here. I guess I'll go Knight C3 and Jester, another Queen's Gambit, Fork and Pin, another Queen's Gambit, and Pathfinder. Don't really remember. Lost in Space is playing the Polish opening, D4 B5. The problem with that is it allows white control of the center. Talakin, C4 G5. So getting some odd stuff today, and that's a Michael Bassman, a famous English IM, plays these openings all the time. So now I have to see, do I want to go D4 or how do I want to try to take advantage of this? I think I'm going to just go G3. So C4, G5, G3, and just try and get normal development. Dodgy, we're going to get into an open Sicilian for sure. I always play open Sicilian. and Aaron Trobo were in a Slav. Play knight f3. Varun 1. D4, knight f6, c4, d6. That could become a King's Indian. Or some other choices. I'll play knight f3 there. Eternal Warrior, another Queen's Gambit. Fork and Pin, another Queen's Gambit. Muhit, I guess Queen's Indian or a Bogo. Isolani, another Queen's Gambit. And Pathfinder, I guess another Queen's Indian. Jester, same thing. Looks like a Slav. Doctor Strange move. I think I'm going to try and exchange Slav today. A little tired, so it would be nice if none of the games got out of control, but that's the games are always out of control in these simuls. I never have one where I keep things bottled up and just make a solid simul. Okay, Tahoe Sam, knight f3, d5, and I guess I'll go c4 there. That could be a Slav also. Eternal Warrior, Queen's Gambit accepted. Usually I try to get into some sort of counterland type position. And Aaron Trobo in a Slav that could get into a Dutch. I guess it's up to him to see whether he wants to get in that. And chess 24 in kind of a Nimzovich. E4, D6, D4, knight f6, knight C3, C6. Usually in that position, I'm going knight f3, and it could be it could turn into a sharp position, that opening, and I've had pretty good experience against it from New York players, Asa Huffman and Jay Bonin, who are not really what you call theoretical players. So I always get some sort of crazy thing against them, and there are a lot of choices there. I mean, I can go. Usually I go knight f3. I'm thinking today of mixing it up a little bit. I used to play g3s against the Perks, so I'm thinking about g3s and a lot of different moves. I was never a big fan of f4 with the Austrian attack kind of stuff. That's a very sharp, a very sharp system there. So I think that I'm gonna give an interesting move a try out here. A4 and see maybe I can transpose him into a Perk. Maybe he doesn't want to be in a Perk. So, Philidor actually it would be. Fork and Pin is going to be an exchange variation. Varun has gone bishop to g4, and now queen b3 is meant to be a good reply, so no double pawns. Muhit, I'm going to try a g3 Queen's Indian against him today. Usually I play a3. Stephen 802, I'm just going to play against the Slav with, I think I'll just try e3. E3 it's slow, but I think it's not bad. Doctor Strange move, exchange Slav, lost in space is the Polish. Dodgy's going to be an open Sicilian of some kind. So a good grouping of openings. Most of the openings are pretty sound. We have an E3 G5 is I would say there's only one thing that looks weird to me, and that's a G5. Okay, Queen A5 from chess 24 after A4, and I'm tempted to. One thing is I got to be a little careful about Bishop D3s there. Bishop D2 might be the safest thing to do. Bishop D3 though developing is probably the right thing. Although then we get into some kind of Philidor where my bishop is misplaced. So, but I think Bishop D3 feels like the right move there. Muhit has gone Bishop B7. Bishop A6 in the G3 Queen's Indian is seen most. I think the problem is that with Bishop to B7 is that Bishop G2 and those old lines, I think theoreticians felt that white was just getting a nice space advantage. Queen A4 check against Eternal Warrior. Oh, Benoni from Monarch, 1952. Fork and Pin has tried to tricky knight BD7. hoping for knight takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes d8, bishop b4 check. It's sad, but one of our strongest players in the world youth for the United States a few years ago fell for that trick and obviously lost immediately. Not only does it lose the piece, but it loses a piece with hardly anything left on the board. So that so that when you just lose it, it's just pretty over. Okay, now Dr. Strange move in that Slav has just played e6. So I'm glad that his bishop is stuck in there. Abbas Child, normal Queen's Gambit. Pathfinder, I think I'm going to try a g3 in that one also. Dodgy has come in with the dragon. And I'll go bishop e3, and we'll see what kind of Yugoslav attack we get there. So far, everything normal, nothing. I don't think I'm lost yet anywhere, which is a good thing. Rolling through the openings. Okay, Varun, queen b3, queen c8, and I guess I develop with g3. Now, Telekin, should I, I'm wondering if I want to hit him with h4 ever. There's all of a sudden 94 forks pawns. That's an interesting thing to do. I don't know. Is that a good pawn to snatch for me? Knight e4, forking c5 and g5. Tempted to do it. Taking a look at it, I don't know. Can he defend both pawns? Is there any weird way? I think I'm going to try knight to e4 and fork some pawns. See how that goes. Last month was my best simul. I didn't lose any games, so that's sometimes a hard thing to follow. I mean, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today, being a little tired and all, but we'll see. Okay, Muhin, just go knight c3. That's solid. TD Kid, we're in a Slav with c6. Dodgy is the dragon, and Fork and Pin has played b6 in exchange variation. Now I have to see how do I want to do this. I'm going to try knight to g3. Lost in space, developing normally. Best that can happen in that Polish is to get into some kind of French. On c5, I'll always go c3 and protect the center. I also play that way against b6. I think it's a good way to play against both of them. Okay, knight c6 from Eternal Warrior. That's in that Queen's Gambit accepted. Dr. Strange move. Bishop to d7. Okay, I'm going to get bishop f4 out before developing. Abbas Child, I'm going to go for bishop takes f6. I've never played against that Moscow variation thing that Anand started and some of the other players like. So that's that's a very interesting thing to do there. So I'm going to be a little careful about that. Monarch 52, I'll do my usual line against the Benoni. Grillmaster at knight takes d5 in the exchange variation. And I guess I'll just go knight f3 there and get the pieces out. Fork and Pin has played g6 to prevent my knight f5. And now I'm tempted to see, do I have any sacrifices here? No, I think I'm just going to have to castle and play this normally. I was wondering against Fork and Pin if I can give h4 a try. And what should he do about that? H4, H5. If it gets there, I exchange with the file open. I don't know. Our castle just feels like the right thing to do there. And no crazy attacks. Okay, Muhid has gone d5 in this exchange. And I think I take on d5. c5 from Lost in Space. Attack in the center. I play c3. Benoni, we're rolling through the theory. Enrico Butti, and now let me see against Abbas Child. What did I always play in this position? I remember something about queen b3. I think I played e3. I haven't faced this opening in a long time. I think white's a little better, but black is really very solid. Fork and pin with bishop to b7. And now what to do here. Queen f3 is sort of interesting. I don't know if I could line up any sacrifices. I think I'm going to try queen to f3. Queen to e2 doesn't look that bad, although the e file can open. Usually in these in the exchange variation, I'm always trying to go f3 and e4. But the thing with that here is that he's going to go c5 almost certainly and put pressure on my center. And I'll have to see how that goes. Rook to c1 is a pretty normal looking move. I think I'm going to try queen to f3 and then see how that one looks. It looks pretty safe. And just to guard some squares and try and develop. Okay, Muhid has recaptured with the pawn, and I think my routine there is to go bishop f4. Aaron Trobo's developing. Steven, early stages of a Slav. And Dodgy has gone castles and then d5, and that's I feel like that's the best line. And TD Kid has played kind of a Slav Nimzo. I don't know about that. I'm a little suspicious of that, of him, what he's doing there. Bishop e7 for loss in space. I just do the normal developing. Doctor Strange move, just normal developing there. Abbas Child. Knight d7, regular stuff. Grillmaster has played g6. Now, that's interesting. That could get into like a Grunfeld type of position. So I think I'm just going to go e4 and do that because I think my center's safer. Aaron Trobo has hit me with, but one thing about Aaron Trobo's position is that he's open the center with his king in the middle. Is there any way for me to take advantage? That's the question. I think I'm going to take on d5 first and see how that goes. Let's see, Eternal Warrior. I guess I'll just take my pawn back on c4. And Tahoe Sam, we have potential for a Benko or Benoni reversed. So I'm going to go g3. Varun has played rook to b8, defending his b7 pawn against tricks. And I guess I just castle. Lost in space. Castles. I always play a3 there. In the b6 line, it stops knight b4 stuff. And I don't think I need to do it in this one, but I always do it anyway. It just prevents knight b4 ideas. It keeps the pieces off the face. Okay, chess 24 after pawn to d4. Bishop to e7. Knight e2. Bishop e7 is what he did. And I guess I'm ready to castle, so I just castle. And it's a game. Doctor Strange move with bishop to b4. And I guess I'll just play. Let me see here. What's the best way to do this? Just bishop to d3, I guess, looks like the right thing to do. Enrico Butte has played c6, and I go knight to d2. Normal bishop a6, queen's Indian position. Knight b d7 from fork and pin, and now I have to see what to do. How do I increase the pressure in this type of position? Well, my queen on f3 does he have tricks? I'm going to play rook on a to c1. Actually, I think I'm going to go rook f to d1 and see what he's up to. Normal dragon theory from Dodgy. Knight takes pawn from Aaron Trobo, and now I have to see what to do here. I hate to play a3. It's a lazy move. I'm thinking he would go, if I go e4, he'll go knight to b4. Queen A4 sort of feels like the right move to get out of the way and maybe to start to annoy him with some pins. So I'm going to try Queen to A4 there. I'm looking to see what other kinds of things can he play on Queen A4. I'm going to give Queen A4 a try. Not completely sure about that situation. Varun has gone C5, so we're going to get into some kind of strange-looking Benoni there. I'm going to reply D5. Okay, TD Kid has gone knight f6. Now, where do I want to put my knight? I think I'm going to put my knight on E2, and it looks like a Nimzo Indian where his pawn's on C6. So he may, in the end, wind up losing time. Okay, what's happening with Eternal Warrior? Can I just play A3 and go after the bishop pair? C5 from fork and pin, as expected. And now just looking around, let's see what he's trying to do to me. I guess rook AC1 looks okay. Just continue development. And Steven, we're in a Slav. Moran variation. Muhit, I guess. Now, I'm in an A3 position, but the thing is that I never played A3, so I'm up a tempo over my usual position. So I think against Muhit, I think I'm going to go knight E5, and that's the usual way to play it. D6 from lost in space, and I think I regroup with knight F1 to G3, and then try to attack later. Enrico Booty castled. I castled. That's that Queen's Indian. Pretty normal, solid stuff. Okay, now let me see. Fork and pin. What can I do to him here? I'm thinking of just going back with bishop to B1 and seeing if I can put some pressure on the D5 pawn at some moment. Castles from chess 24. Castles, and looks like bishop to D2, some kind of decent move. Just developing. Nice development for me. Jester, what happened here, Jester? Jester played Queen B6, and is the bishop on C8 hanging? I don't know what happened there. I think I just won a piece, and it's a good piece. Eternal Warrior, let's see. Is there any point to me putting his bishop any further out? Or do I just want to develop my pieces with something like bishop to F4 or bishop to G5? Let me just go bishop to G5 and get my piece out. I always like to try to get the bishops out before, before playing E3, so it's not stuck on C1. Okay, Dragon from Dodgy, bishop E6, and then I go knight E4. Lost in space, we're in the early stages of that Polish. I got to see knight G3. Bishop G7 from Varun. And I'm wondering at what moment I can go H3 and get the bishop pair for Varun. I think that maybe I will. I think I'm just going to go H3 and get that bishop pair. Queen A5 from Dr. Strange move. And now, do I want to sack a pawn? Good question. I think I'm going to sack a pawn against Dr. Strange's move. He wants to take that pawn on C3. It's his. B5 from Enrico Booty, and I think, I think I play C5 there, if I'm not mistaken. I seem to remember some game I had against Alexander Ivanov a long time ago. Okay, Isolani, we're in the exchange variation. Growmaster, we're going to get into a Grunfeld type of position. I think I'm going to throw bishop G5 in there and see if that discombobulates him at all. Tahoe Sam. Let's see. Tahoe Sam's thinking a bit, but normal time, not in time pressure. Well, it's still, so early in this thing that, of course, it's no time pressure. I think I'm just going to go D3. That's a game where we may get into a Benoni or Benko reversed. Okay, lost in space is going rook E8, and I guess I just developed with bishop to D2. And now, okay, Varun has captured on F3. Now, I'm wondering about this. Do I want to take back? I could take back with a pawn and start to go F4. I think I'm going to try that. I kind of like the way that looks. Maybe I can start getting rid of my F pawns. Donji has gone H6 after knight E4. And that's interesting. So let me think about that. Does that change anything? He wants to play F5, I guess. I mean, I could get. Sometimes I thought rook E8 was the right move, which means that perhaps I could just take the exchange there. So that's a bishop D4, and then he went bishop E6, and on knight E4 did not move the rook. So H6. All right. So I don't know. Do I want to be greedy and take the rook? This is the question. I really don't want. I really do not want to take the rook, even though I know it's the right move. I don't really want to take it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about the usual move H4. Let's see. And then I guess he would go. I guess he would go F5. And then we got to see what is the situation there. I mean, bishop C4 is another normal looking move. So I'm not really sure about H6. I think I played bishop C4 in the other position, so I think I'm going to play it in this one also. Okay, queen C7 from chess 24. That's after I played bishop D2, and with discovered attacks on the queen, and he went queen back to C7. And now I have a lot of good replies. A5. I play the exchange variation. I mean the classical against the Perk, and a lot of times we get this pawn structure, and white goes A5. So I think I'm going to try A5. Fork and pin has gone B5, and now so I can take and give him an isolated pawn. So that's one possibility here. And then what would he do? Let me try takes. Okay, I'm going to take on C5. He has no discoveries on me. Monarch has just gone knight FD7, and bishop F4 feels like the right move there. G5 of Eternal Warrior, very sharp. I don't own those Queen's Gambits. If you're going to go G5 like that, it better work. Otherwise, you have no place to put the king. Enrico Booty has gone knight BD7, and I think I go B4 and seal his bishop in there. Varun has gone castles, and I have to see. I think I like the looks of rook E8. I also like the looks of F4. I'm going to go rook E8, rook E1, and bother his E-pawn. And now a fork and pin. What's happening here? This is an interesting position for sure. I think I'm going to go bishop takes F6. He has a discovery, but I think I'm taking more stuff. Bishop to E7 from Aaron Trobo. And I think I should I make his bishop move again? Pawn takes pawn, make him go bishop takes pawn. I have knight E5 here. But then if he replies pawn takes pawn, I'm not exactly sure. Am I getting my stuff back is the question. I'm thinking pawn takes pawn from Aaron Trobo, trying to gain some time there from his bishop. Okay, Stephen 802. We're in a Slav with B6. How do I take advantage? I'm thinking I should hit him with E4 right now. Abbas Chalm, Bishop D7. I remember this position. I had good experience with this position, but from a really long time ago, I think against GM Alexander Strapunsky, we had a lot of games with this position. Okay, now what's happening with Grillmaster? When does he start putting pressure on the center as like in the Grunfeld? I'm going to go queen to D2. Play this position a little differently since he doesn't seem to be attacking my center just yet. Mu hit knight H5. I guess I'll retreat with bishop to E3. Dodgy has moved his rook off of F8 after bishop C4. He's moved his rook off of F8, rook E6, and now it could transpose into a lot of normal things. Ideas G4 is an idea. G4 is probably the usual idea there. Let's see what other ideas are after G4 instead of G4 do I have that could be any good? H4. G4 seems like the right thing to do there. Bishop to B3, although to unhang the bishop seems like a decent thing to do. What else there? I think I'm going to give G4 a try out, transposing it into the regular stuff. So G4 against Dodgy and very sharp position. Dr. Strange move did not accept my pawn sacrifice. So now I don't know if I could leave it there on another move, because the idea of my pawn sacrifice in that situation was that after queen takes C3, at bishop D6, his king is stuck in the middle. So now I have to protect my pawn, and I think the best way, queen B3 looks reasonable. Fork and pin, all right. So am I stealing a pawn here on D5? I'm hoping against fork and pin that knight takes D5 is a good move, because I just did it. And let's see what's happening. Knight BD7 from in that it's like a Fyodor Nimzovich chess 24. What we're on H3 looks like the right move to do. Knight E5 from Monarch. I guess I'm happy to trade stuff on E5. That's the Benoni. And Grillmaster just played castles. Now, do I want to play bishop H6 and get rid of his center here, and get rid of his good bishop, or should I wait? Should I wait? And if I wait, what should I do? Just developing? I think I'm going to go bishop H6 right away. And does he have tricks though? I'm looking at tricks. I don't know. I feel like I got bishop A. I can try H4 also. I guess I'm going to go bishop to E2 and just develop and wait on bishop to E6. Okay, Isolani, I guess in that position. I want to go knight F4, maybe go after his light squared bishop. That's in the exchange Slav. And TD Kid, A6 he's played. I don't know. I feel like he's wasting a lot of time. I'm going to go A3. Monarch, I'm trading bishops. Pathfinder, C6. I guess I'll go E4. Take up the center there. Abbas Child, I remember A3 being some sort of move, good waiting move. Okay, Talkin has gone knight E5. I went knight E4. I'm forking his pawns. He's forking my pawns. And what exactly does this all mean? Really kind of a weird position. If I go D3, then I can't take C5. I could go queen to C2, and I think I'm still forking pawns, so I'm going to go queen to C2. Queen c7 from Donji. Dragon Theory. And I guess looking at moves, h4 seems like a decent move. And h4 is what I'm going to do. Eternal Warrior. Now, Eternal Warrior just played g4, so he had a g5, g4. Now, is he winning a pawn? This is a good question. I probably should have been a little more careful about this. He might be winning a pawn. Do I have any way to stop it? All right, so he wins a pawn. So that's the first one game that I let out of control a little bit. So knight e5 I'm going to do, but I think he's won a pawn with that advance. Queen b8 from Lost in Space. I'm just going to go queen to e2. And now fork and pin, what is happening here? There's stuff hanging all over the place. I feel like I could just protect myself and break the pin and play e4. And then that seems pretty reasonable to me. Isolani, at what moment do I want to take his bishop on e6 and try for some light square attack? Don't see how to do it yet. I'm wondering if I should go rook to c1 and just slow down here. So I'm just going to play rook to c1. Pathfinder with d6. So he's making a small wall there. And I'm wondering at what moment should I go e5. I'm thinking about e5. Should I wait on it? I'm going to go queen e2 first. Try to develop myself, and then I'll see what happens with this type of center hit. b6 from Grillmaster, and I'm going to castle. Muhian has gone knight back to f6, and now which rook goes to d1 for me? I think rook. Let me go. I'm looking at things here. I have knight c6 ideas against Muhit. And rook f to d1 is a solid-looking move, so I'm going to go for that. Increase the pressure on the d5 square. Pathfinder has just gone knight b d7, and I'm just looking at what moment should I do e5. If I do it now, what happens? I think I'm going to hit him with e5 and c. Rook a d8 from Dodgy. And so after rook a d8, I have to move my queen somewhere. Queen f2 looks okay. Normal stuff. Just get the queen out of the way. Greedy guy might be threatening to take on a7. Tahoe Sam, knight c6, so I don't know if I'm going to get a Benko. Knight e4 from Enrico Butte. Nice to see that bishop on a6 looking like that. What's the deal here? Is it going to be some sort of Dutch defense looking thing? I guess I'm going to take on e4 and go after his pawns. Dr. Strange move has gone knight to h5, so he's after my bishop. And how do I want to do this? I'm thinking, well, but on bishop e5, he gets knight to c6. So I think if he wants my bishop, I'm going to go bishop g5, and if he wants it, he's going to have to chase it around a lot. And then I'll see what kind of deal can I get there. Queen c7. Now, hold on. Lost in Space. What's happening? Very confusing me. He went queen b8 on move 12 and queen c7 on move 13. I'm confused by this concept here. I think that I'm going to go rook ac1 and continue to develop. Bishop back to e7 for CDK, and then it moved to chess 24 where it's his move and it played h3. Game adjourned when black disconnected. So who knows what the heck's happening there. So I'll wait to see what happens. I'm on the chess 24 board. I try not to get into time pressure in these games, but I never really been in that bad of time pressure. So I saw Michael Adams beat Navarro with the black pieces yesterday in the Beal tournament. Nice job from him. Michael, still a strong player. Maybe not a world championship contender anymore, but definitely one of the top guys in the world. Also a very nice guy. So Chess 24 is thinking. Maybe everybody else is thinking here. So I will just sit here until the boards come back. The Yankees are tied 1-1. Yankees having a good year so far. That's American baseball. For you don't know, I guess American baseball is different than some of the other sports. And I've been watching soccer lately. I watched the American girls win the World Cup. That was pretty nice. And I watched the American men not do so well in the Central American tournament. So Chess 24 is thinking. I don't know if there's, if I could, let me see. Maybe I could switch to some other games. And I guess I'll just wait and see. And I got some Benonis. I think there's only one game I have a problem in. I didn't pay attention in one of the games, and a G5, G4 thing happened, winning my D pawn. That feels like the only game where I have been having trouble. Chess 24 has gone rook to E8, and then I will play what? Probably just. I guess the position of my bishop on D2 needs to be improved, so I guess I'll just go bishop E3. Wasted tempo, really, but not so bad. Okay, now, against TD Kid, should I hit him in the center? With E5, on E4. I think I'm going to do it. Try to take advantage of development. Okay, Eternal Warrior is after my pawn. He did take the pawn. And now I have to see, do I have any tricks here? Okay, I think I'm going to, I think I have to trade the queens. And then, well, then what after that? Maybe I don't know, maybe I don't have to trade the queens because he can do queen trading himself. I'm wondering if I can go pawn, maybe if I should try pawn to B4 or something like that. And then see if he wants to trade the queens. Maybe I get a small, some kind of trick somewhere. Let's see. Do I have any other tricks? Queen B5. I think he just no. Then he has bishop takes C3. I can't allow that. Usually in these simul's, I know that if I'm going to lose, it's because of tactics, and I try to keep all the opponents bottled up, which is really easy as said than done. So I think I'm going to try pawn to B4 here. I mean, I think I'm down a pawn, but maybe I could cause some trouble. Bishop A6 from Growmaster. And am I happy with his knight on A6 is the good question. All right, yeah, I think I'm going to trade and have him put his knight on A6. And then maybe I'll start to do my bishop to E6 stuff. Okay. Now, Enrico Booty, what's happening here? If I go knight to E5, how do his bishops look terrible in this position? Okay, I'm going to go knight E5, attacking his E4 and his C6 pawn. Okay, Aaron Trouble has castled, so he's sacking a pawn. Do I have any tricky stuff here? I thought for C6 for a moment. I think, well, I mean, I feel like I should just try to take a pawn here since it's there. And just try to be up a pawn. Muhit has gone C4. Well, has Muhit forgot about something? Can I just go knight takes C4? And win a pawn. Okay, Monarch, I think I should probably start with F4 and see if I could attack him. Knight F4 from Dodgy. So Queen F2, Knight F4 from Dodgy, and let's see what that's about. Looks like a decent move, and now usually it's a positional position. It's funny, this dragon isn't really that tactical. So now what do I want to do? I guess I want to take on E6, and then he'll go knight E6. Okay, let me take on e6. Okay, Enrico Booty, we've captured. Taking on e4. Lost in space, rook c8. The big thing with lost in space is when am I going to play e5? Okay, I'm going to go pawn to, I'm going to go, do I want to go bishop to b1? Yep, try to load up on his side. Knight c7 by Ciolani, and let's see, what should I do now? I'm thinking about knight a4. It's like a normal kind of thing to do in that position. Dr. Strange move really wanted my bishop badly, so he's opened up his king side. And Enrico Booty is going queen to d5, and what's happening here? I'll just go queen to c2. And I'm not sure. Enrico's position looks a little suspicious there. Okay, Abbas Child. What happens? I'm looking at knight to e4. Where would he go there? He could retreat, and then if I snatch a pawn, he might have some tricks where he's breaking through to the b2 square. So I have to figure out what to deal with that. Moving my queen out of the way is a possibility, but then I have to check these isolated pawn positions that he's getting. If I take back with a knight, is he going to unravel okay? So I'm checking this knight e4 stuff out, and I don't know. It feels like I should do it. Okay, I'm going to go knight to e4, see if I can snatch something. Tahoe Sam with e5, I castle. Monarch has gone rook e8, and now the question in the position with Monarch is, how do I build up? Queen d2 seems right. Knight takes e6 from Dodgy. And I'm thinking of just going bishop to a3. Okay, TD Kid, let me play e4. I thought he had to capture. Now I'm just going to go e5 and push him back, and it looks like a very nice French defense position for me. Okay, knight takes b6 from Antrobo, and I think my queen has to go all the way back to d1. I am up a pawn there, but he's got some nice piece placement going. Pathfinder has retreated with knight e8. I have him really bottled up in that position. I think I'm going to go bishop f4, try and get a rook to d1. Monarch has hit with f5, and I think I'm just going to go rook a e1. I mean, f5 hitting in the center with no development. Look at his pieces on a8, b8, and c8. Feels shaky to me. I'm going to go rook a e1. Okay, Muhit has gone a6. I'm very happy with that game. I think it's just a very nice position for me. I don't want to say it's winning, but it's on its way. I'm looking at now queen b3 ideas, or do I want to go knight c6? That's a good question. Knight c6, I'm not so sure about. I don't want to get my queen stuck in c6. So I'm thinking about queen to b3. Just simple move. I'm up a pawn there. That looks nice. Okay, knight f8 from Lost in Space. No, I think that's a pretty good move. I mean, defending the king's side seems like the right thing to do. And I'm just going to go h3, and that's a serious maneuvering game there. And Eternal Warrior back to this game where he's up a pawn. And now, how do I want to do this? I think I might have to go e3 and then let him take it. Yeah, I'm going to go pawn to e3 and see if I could drum up some business in this position. Okay, now, what's happening with Abbas Child? Knight takes c5, knight takes c5, rook takes c5. Can I do it? So I'm gonna give that one a try out there and see what the deal is. Okay, Muhit has gone b5, And I guess now I'll just go rook A to C1 and increase the pressure. Aaron Trober, rook C8. I just have to unravel myself. I'm going to play. What should I play there? I think I'm gonna try knight to B3 and see if I can get my pieces out of there. And now Muhit has gone rook to C8. I could bother him if I want with bishop to H3. Knight, something like bishop to G5 could be good to get the bishop out of the way and then to put additional pressure on D5 with possible exchanges. And now Grillmaster, I'm gonna go for that H4 attack. Steven's gone bishop to B7, and now I guess I'm just gonna go queen to E2 and get ready for a rook to D1. Knight CE8, big maneuvering from Isolani. That knight's gone from B8 to C7, from B8 to A6 to C7 to E8, and it's on E8. And now I'm gonna go knight to C5 and bother his bishop. Although, if I bother his bishop, will he go bishop to C8? I think I'm going to go knight C5. That looks right. Eternal Warrior, now what's my deal here? I'm going to just capture bishop takes C4. I'm down a pawn, but I have some play. Pathfinder with queen C7 and rook AD1 feels like the right move. I'm looking to see if he's got anything weird. G5 ideas, I don't think I believe that stuff, so I'm going to go rook AD1 and try and bottom up. D takes E4, Monarch's opening it. I just recapture with knight E4, looks good. Knight H7 from TD Kid. And I'm trying to figure out, do I want to lock it with C5? Does it matter? Or do I want to take on D5? And right now, I'm looking at queen to C2 type of stuff. I think I'm going to go queen C2 first and see what he does, and then I'll think about the other stuff after. Rook D4 from Dodgy after I went bishop to A3. And what's happening with that? And now I'm thinking of going H5. Try and seal him there. Bishop F5 for Monarch, and now, well, does Knight F6 win? Is what I'm looking at here. Knight F6, Queen F6, Rook E8. What's happening? That's what I'm doing. Okay, Pathfinder with A6, and now I think I'm going to cement my bishop in there with H4. Grillmaster has hit me with an F5, and now I don't know what's going on. Chess 24's board always goes over there when I'm sorry, the Yankees all of a sudden were down 1-0, and now they're up 7-1. Well, that's a good thing for the Yankees and the Yankees fans. Not bad. Okay, so back to the game. Chess 24 has moved, and he's gone bishop to F8. So I did bishop E3. He went bishop F8, and now I feel like I have to look to see what is he up to, and I feel like, all right, is he bothering me on the E4 square? Knight G3. I've got his knight on D7 bottled up. Knight G3 over protecting E4 looks like the right thing to do. Okay, Grillmaster, that game I was starting to look at it, and then all of a sudden it switched off, and Grillmaster has just gone F5. So, I'm thinking that I'm thinking about taking it and just doing some rook E1 stuff, or taking it and then maybe going H5. Okay, Abbas Child has taken a pawn now. I thought he was going to have trouble developing here. But we're going to see, because he's working on my pawns. So I have to see, how do I rook to D8 check? Looks like the right move first. And then the big question is, can he unravel himself? Pawn takes C, bishop takes C3 from Doctor Strange move, and I think I'd like to keep the queens on. So I'm going to keep the queens on there because his king is open a little bit. All right, now we have Mr. Muhid has played knight to E4, offering to trade the bishops. I think I'll trade the bishops. And that's trading his good bishop, by the way. So that makes me happy. And Pathfinder has gone C5, which activates his bishop, but doesn't really help him too much with the situation of the knight on E8. So I think I'm going to go knight to E4, see if I could cause some trouble here. Oh, queen D8 from Varun. So his queen went back to D8, and now let's see. I've got all kinds of nice ideas here. I think I'm going to go F4. I like that position. Aaron Trobo, Bishop to F6. I was wondering about stuff like that to try and keep me from coming out. And now I'm looking at things I like knight A5. I think he has fairly good compensation here for this pawn because I am a little bottled up. Okay, Dr. Talakin has gone G4. And now, if I snatch this pawn on C5, am I asking for? I think I'm going to try to snatch a pawn. Looks like a situation where there could be a pawn snatch. And, okay, and now Monarch. Let's see what to do here. I can do bishop takes F5, and then he takes on E8, and what's happening there? And then I have some move like bishop F8. I think rook E3 trying to keep everybody looks like the right thing to do. So rook E3 trying to keep everyone. I think I can do it, and I'm looking at queen to D4 stuff, but I think I'm happy about it. Okay, G5 from Dodgy, and now I'm happy that his bishop is shut in. And my knight on E4 looks very solid now. And now I'm gonna check. I think I'm gonna try C3 and see what I could do to him there. All right, Mr. Muhit, I think I can just go E3 and just play this position. Up a pawn. All right. Abbas Child has moved, and now here's the deal here. What do I do to him? How do I get into a situation where I can win material? I'm trying. He's after my A3 pawn. He might get my C5 pawn also. So what's the deal there? If I get my knight to D6, he might be in good shape to take it. So do I have to try to get my bishop to D7? And if it gets there, he's taking my pawns. Not an easy position at all. What about knight to D2? Try and get a knight into D6. All right, I'm going to try knight to D2. If he goes bishop after F6, I have rook to E8. Okay, I'm gonna try knight to D2 there. Pathfinder's got rook to D8. And now, do I have to look at funny stuff here like knight to F6 to see if it does something? Maybe not just yet. So do I want to play? Do I want to look at something like queen to E3 maybe to sort of build on it? Okay, I'm going to try queen to E3 and see if I can build on it there. And now Monarch has gone queen to D4, and I'm thinking that I can just go rook to D1, threatening to unravel everybody. So is that right? Okay, let me go rook to D1. Knight D, okay, Tahoe's, Sam has gone knight to D7, and I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to try to go E3 and open it up because I'm ahead, I'm a little ahead on time in these situations. Knight on F to D7 from TD Kid, and now I feel like C5 locking it up is the right thing to do because his king side looks like a mess over there. Pathfinder has gone knight B8, and that's a good move, trading some stuff. And now I'm still looking to see, does knight f6 do anything? It's a good question. When will knight f6 ever do anything? I'm thinking about bishop to g5 ideas too. Thinking about knight, I'm thinking lots of different stuff, and I don't see any of it working just yet. So let's see. If I go knight to f6 and he goes king to h8, what's the story with that? He might even be able to take it. He's got h7 covered. Don't know, but knight d6 feels like it's the right move, but I can't see how to make it work. Exchanging rooks, is there any point to that? He trades the rook, it takes back with the queen. And if he comes out with knight to c6, what's going on there? It feels, I don't know, to me, bishop g5 feels like the right move. But it seems to take the pressure. I'm going to go h6. See if I could work on that square. Rook a4 from Dodgy. Now, will Dodgy ever double my pawns, I'm wondering. Weird, in the dragon, we're always sacrificing on c3, but here maybe Dodgy's going to try to sacrifice on a3, so I got to keep an eye on that. I could put bishop to d6 in, and then maybe protect my a pawn. Is that possible, or is that a risky business? All right, I think I'm going to go bishop to d6 and try and keep all my stuff. Queen d6 from Muhit, and now I'm just wondering, do I ever take on e4? Don't know. Also wondering about simply doubling rooks on the c file. I think I'm going to go for that. Okay, so I'm up the exchange in some games. I think there's only one game where I don't really care for it too much. Okay, Dr. Strange move is going queen c7. I'm thinking of going c4 or e4. I think c4, my pawn structure looks more solid, so I'm going to go c4. Dr. Strange, Tahoe Sam, I don't know what's going on with the board in that one because I'm using too much time, but so is he somehow. Knight c4 from Aaron Trobo. Yep, he's bothering my b2 pawn. I thought this kind of thing could happen. I'm going to try bishop to g5. And now, in the game with the Eternal Warrior where he snatched my pawn, what's happening? Castle and queenside is very weird looking things there. Very weird looking castle and queenside, but I think I'm going to do it. I mean, it mobilizes fast. My queenside is very loose, but maybe it's threatening some stuff. Okay, knight e8 from Varun. What's he trying to do? Is he trying to get over there? I'm going to go a4 just to stop stuff. I feel like I've got Varun bottled up nicely there. And Tahoe Sam. Now we have to see how do I do this Benoni position here. His knight's coming over to c5 to put pressure on my pawn, and how do I take the pressure off my pawn when it gets there? A3, A5 doesn't help. Knight A3 maybe. Okay, I'm going to go knight BD2. That seems like the right. I haven't played the Benoni in so many years. I'm not really clear on what to do. Okay, now lost in space. Still, his knights on f8 and f6 are doing such a good job at defending his king that I don't know what to do here. How to crack him open at some point is going to be the question. I think I'm going to try pawn to b4. Maybe the queen side gets locked down. Okay, Abbas Child, bishop to b2, and now, all right, I'm going to go knight to d6. and I think I won a piece there. I mean, it looks like it. We'll see when I get there. Okay, bishop g4 for my Silani, and I guess I should just go queen to c2. Get my queen out of the way. Dr. Strange move. I want to keep the pieces on, so I think I'm going to go bishop takes. c4. Want to keep the queens on. Dodgy has gone queen a5, attacking my a pawn, and I'm just going to defend it with a3. My queen side looks a little holy there, but I don't feel that bad about it. Okay, Steven has gone bishop to e7, breaking the pin. And now, do I want to retreat my bishop? Bishop to c2 or bishop takes f6? Which one? I think I'm going to go bishop to b1 all the way back. Isilani has gone bishop back to c8, so he gave my queen the boot, and then he went back. And now what's happening here? Is he ever threatening h6? I think I'm going to back up with bishop h4 because I really don't want to give up the bishop pair like that. Okay, Dr. Strange move has just gone knight d6, and he's threatening knight a5. So where do I put my bishop? I think I'm going to back up to e2 and try to go after his king afterwards. Queen c6, a queen trade from Pathfinder. I think I'm going to retreat queen c2 with some threats. Knight f4 from Dodgy, and what's happening now? Is he bothering me anywhere? I'm looking at bishop to b4. And where will his queen go? Doubling rooks for me maybe is a good idea in some cases. How to do it? Offering a queen trade on c5. If I offer a queen trade on c5, I don't know. I mean, does he have to turn it down? I'm going to offer a queen trade on c5 to Dodgy and see how he feels about that. Grillmaster has gone knight c7. And I'm just going to go... Well, I got ideas. I'm just going to go rook on a to d1. And Muhit has played knight to e6. All right, he's hanging in there okay. And now, can I just double rooks? Or does he have any tricks? All right, I'm gonna double rooks. Looking to check for knight c5 ideas. I'm gonna double rooks, try and trade a lot of stuff off. Okay, Aaron Trobo, bishop takes f3. I'll just go bishop takes f3. Aaron Trobo's got his pawn back, and he's, position's in pretty good shape. h4 for Maroon, knight b3, trying to trade the Benoni knight against Tahoe Sam, b5 from TD Kid, and I like my position a lot in this game. I think I'm just going to develop with bishop to d2 and see if I could ask him what's he going to do about castling. His king's stuck in the middle. Dodgy has declined my queen trade with queen to a6. And let me see what I'm going to do here. Does he have any threats? Knight d3 check is a threat. Okay, so can I just go king to b1 here? What's he trying to do to me? Okay, I'm going to go king to b1. And if he goes knight to d3, I think I just go back, and I think it's okay. My king side looks like a Swiss cheese, but maybe not so bad. All right, Pathfinder. Now against Pathfinder, I got to figure out how to get in here. I think I'm going to go h6 first. Loosen up his king side. Talakin has gone queen c7, and I'm thinking of I don't really see what's wrong with my reply d4, sorry, and just send them back. Tahoe Sam has declined to trade the knights. That's the proper thing to do. They call that the Benoni knight, the knight that stays on c4. In this case, it's the knight that stays on c5. So I'll go rook to e1. That looks like a Benoni kind of move. And now Pathfinder. Here's the deal. I'm thinking about knight to g5. What's happening here? Can I just go knight to g5? Can he ever get it? Will he ever get a knight to e4 to bother me? Is another question. I think I'm going to trade rooks just because I feel like that misplaces one of his pieces. Okay, bishop c6 from Lost in Space, and at some point I feel like I got to hit him in the center. And see, is e5 right now? I'm looking at e5, pawn takes pawn. But if I recapture with the pawn, I'm not sure what that's deal with that is. e5. All right, I'm going to go e5. I feel like I've built it up, and I'm going to try e5. It was a huge build-up, a real ordeal, and now I'm going to do it. Okay, g6 from Isolani. Isolani's playing. I like the way he's playing it. He's got these knight d6 ideas coming and stuff like that. I'm going to try pawn to f3 and try and get a center going later on. Okay, Aaron Trobo, can I go queen to d4 and cause him to back up? Pathfinder, do I want to go rook to d1? Rook to d1 does feel right. Attack his queen. Tahoe Sam, I'm thinking about knight e5 ideas. What does it do? He trades, and then I have that knight. And then I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I think I should maybe, I'm thinking of maybe going knight back to d2. And sometimes we do that dance with the pieces there. Okay. Mohit has retreated with knight f6, and now I'm thinking of just trading off all the rooks. Pathfinder with queen to c8. All right, now here's the deal. Here, I'm wondering about bishop g5 takes knight c6. All right, I'm going to go bishop g5. Get rid of those guys. Eternal Warrior has gone rook to d8. Looks like a good move. Now, do I have any way to discombobulate him here? Something with bishop to h4 in some position, but how to do it? How to do it is a good question. Knight takes c6, bishop takes, bishop e5. I don't see how to increase on that one. How to put the pressure on that one. It's interesting, though. He can be pinned for a long time after knight takes c6. I'm going to try knight takes c6 against Eternal Warrior, and still I'm trying to drum up some business. Okay, rook c4 from Dodgy. My bishop on d6 is doing a good job of keeping things off the face. All right, I'm going to go queen f2. It's kind of an unclear position there for sure. Okay, Varun is trying to get his knight, his knight to b4. I'm trying to attack him in the meantime. Okay, now Lost in Space. I was thinking of taking on c5 and trying for a mass of pawns. It's a real mess of pawns on both sides. Okay, h6 and Mohit. Let me trade off all the rooks. Aaron Trobo has played knight c4. And now I got to see, do I have any way to discombobulate him? He's after my. He's after my. I could take a7. He gets g5. I think I'm going to snatch a7 and see. I'm getting a little greedy there. See if I could get some stuff going. All right. Knight takes g5 from Pathfinder. I'm trying to bother him on that f6 square. Knight a5 from Dr. Strange move. And I think my queen could be nice on b4. All right, very happy with my game with Mohit. I think I'm just up a clear pawn, continuing to be up a clear pawn. And the question is what to do after that. use some squares. I think I'm going to go queen to c2 and get on the file. Okay, knight d5 from Aaron Trobo. And then it switches to chess back to chess 24. I don't know what is going on here. What in the world is going on here? So it switched, and we got to see g6 from chess 24. At what moment? I feel like at some point I got to do f4. Is it now? Is it now? I think I'm going to hit with f4 right now. Okay, so we're back to Aaron Trobo. I have that a pawn, but he's going to get my g pawn. How do I want to do this? It's a good question here. Bishop to g2 keeps my bishop. I think that's decent and guards against rook a8 stuff. So I think I'm just going to go bishop back to g2 and keep that bishop. All right, now here's what I'm trying to do to Eternal Warrior. I'm going to go bishop to h4. And then just try and keep a pin there for as long as possible. Okay, bishop back to b7 for Muhit. Now I'm going to try and use the c5 squares. Knight back to d3. Pathfinder has moved his knight away from e8. Okay, so I'm just going to go knight back to e4 and see if I can drop in to f6 at the right moment. Knight d5 from Dodgy. Any sacrifices? Anything doing in this position? I think I'm going to double rooks on the d file and see what I could do to him later. Dr. Strange move has gone rook fc8, and I think I'm going to go. His king is open, but what can I do about it? I'm going to go knight e5. f4 from chess 24. Bishop g7 from chess 24. Now I feel like I should take de5, fe5, and then play f5. So sealed it, and then see what the story is there. Rook e8 from Tahoe Sam. And now the question is, I'm always trying to make sure that this knight e4 thing doesn't kill me. So I think I'm going to try knight e5. Queen c7 from Steven. And I suppose he's trying to go c5. I'll go rook e1, continue in development. Now, against Muhit, I think knight on e to f4, trying to get control of that c5 square is the right thing to do. Rook to d8 from Dodgy, and now let's see what is he up to here. I'm going to double rooks. Knight g6 from Aaron Trobo. f4. I can keep my pawn, but I don't know. I'm not really sure if that's the right thing to do here. Feels, well, it depends. Can he bother me on the e3 square? Does he have any attack? I guess he was afraid of queen takes g5, f4, queen takes g3, and I take his knight. Wasn't sure if he had anything. I guess I should keep this pawn with f4. It's a little loose, but I don't see any real way to take advantage. So I think I'm just going to go f4, hang on to that pawn. Okay, Talkin, this game's moving in some serious slow motion. Oh, look at this. What's happening with Grillmaster? I think I took a piece. I think I may have gotten a piece from the Grillmaster. Okay, TD Kid, I'm going to start to open him up on the king's side, the queen's side a little bit, just in case he wants to go there. Okay, so I've got Eternal Warrior tied up a little bit. He's pinned on this diagonal, but how do I increase the pressure is what I'm wondering. And rook to g1 is a weird looking move to defend my pawn. I mean, I don't know how that could be considered a good move. Looking at, I mean, pawn to e4, but then I don't know if his bishop comes to d4. What's going on with that? Interesting. Some serious stuff here. Rook to g1 is just a disgusting move to have to make. All right, I'm going to go rook to g1. It's a disgusting move, but the one thing is that pin is there, and it's annoying. Okay, Growmaster, I think I go queen b2, and that's it, right? Okay, now Varun, I opened up his king side a little bit, and then and I want to see how do I open it up a little more. I'm wondering here about knight to b5. Knight to b5 is an interesting move here to threaten to a7 pawn. Queen b5 from Dodgy. Dodgy's got some threats. Rook takes e4. Looks like one of them. If I go king to let's say I just go king to a1, how's that work? So rook takes, pawn takes, and knight takes c3 is Dodgy's threat. I understand. So, and if I go king to a1, we'll have to see. Rook takes, pawn takes. All right, I'm going to go king to a1. Okay, Isolani has played a good move, bishop to d6. And I think I'm going to just retreat my knight to e2. I didn't want double pawns there. I'm not even sure if the double pawns are bad, to tell you the truth. Okay, I'm going to retreat against Tahoe Sam with rook to e1. Aha. All right. We got a real situation here with Steven. I can mess up his king side. But if I mess up his king side, well, I think I'm going to move my rook first and then see. Maybe I could be greedy here and then have the whole thing, mess up his king side, and not have my rook attacked. Simon's been going for about, what, an hour and 20 minutes? Not bad. We're doing all right. I'm not sure. I felt like I might have had one decisive result when queen takes c8 check for nothing. I haven't seen that game lately, so I think I might have won it. Queen c8 from TD Kid, okay. And I think I'm just going to try to build up on him. I'm going to go rook to a2 and try and take over the a file. And then we've got him tied to h7. This looks good. All right. G5 from Muhit. Now, very anti-positional. I'm very happy in this one. I'm up a pawn, and his position's got some holes. I think that I just want to play knight to d3. Oh, Tahoe, Dr. Strange move, living up to his name, has recaptured with the c pawn, and I have to figure this one out here. So he's trying to get rid of it with c5. Makes sense. So what do I want to do here? Put a rook on c1. I really hate to put the f rook because I really was looking at f4 ideas. So I think I'm going to go rook on f to c1, on rook on a to c1. Keep my rook over there because I think I want to get in there at some point. Okay, how to continue against Muhit? Just played a5. I'm up a pawn for nothing. That seems pretty sure. So what's do I want to go knight to c5? I think I'm just going to go pawn to a3 and take it easy. Okay, queen a5 from Varun 1, attacking my rook. I think I can see that. I'm thinking of just going rook to e2. Queen to b4. I turn down the trade. What's better? Rook e2 or rook e3? That's a good question. I think I'm going to go rook to e2. And lost in space has gone knight to d5. It's a nice, it's a nice place for a knight. I'm thinking of trying to provoke stuff on him. Suppose I go bishop to a2. Actually, let me go queen to e2 first and see how he protects f6. Okay, Dodgy's doing a good job here. He went rook to d7. And now I got to see what can I do here. I'm looking at bishop to b4 ideas. Try and bottle him up. Okay, I'm going to try bishop to b4. Maybe I can trap his rook sometimes. Maybe I can get some knight c5 stuff. Some interesting things. All right, hold on. This Varun doesn't feel right. If I go bishop to d2, what's going on? Muhid wants to trade queens. Do I want to trade queens? I don't know. I think I'm going to decline the queen trade because his king's open. I'm going to go queen to d2. And I think it's right for me to keep the queens on. c6 from Tahoe Sam. I'm just going to go b3. Dr. Strange Move has offered me a trade of queens on b6. I have to turn that queen trade down. I'm going to try to queen d6. Okay, now h5 from Eternal Warrior, so he has an idea of how to unpin himself. And now I want to see if I go b4, where if I go b5, where does he go? I'm going to go pawn to b5. Let's see, and where does the bishop go? All right, pawn to b5 looks good. Now Varun, the point in the Varun game is says a5 just win. Okay, so it seems like I might be coming up with some wins here. And now Stephen has retreated. Yep, I believe that's a good idea. Now I want to see, can I soften him up here? Queen c2 or queen d3? Soften him up. See, Varun has sacrificed his queen. Okay, so I will take his queen. He's going to get a rook for it, but I don't think that's anywhere near compensation. All right, now let's see what to do to Aaron Trobo. My queen needs to come back. Where does it? Can I offer him a trade of queens on d4, or does knight e3 really bother me? I'm going to offer him a trade on queens on d4. Back queen d1 with Varun. Let him take my rook. I think I'm just winning. It's check, so I take on e2. All right, lost in space. I persuaded him to go f6. I'm happy about that. Now I have to see, can I soften him up a little bit? First, I'm going to go bishop to a2. Although, I don't know, c4 looks pretty good, too. To get going, to start to bother him. I think I'm going to go c4. But if he goes knight f4, no, I think bishop a2, original idea seems to be the best. Okay, Muhid has declined the trade. Now, the thing about Muhid is his king is open all the time, but I don't know I don't see that I can take advantage of it any kind of normal way. So let me see. This feels like it should be a technique job, but you never know with me. What happens is, technique gets a little bit messed up sometimes. I'm going to try bishop to f1 and just calm down. All right, Varun, should I take it? Should I take his a pawn, or should I just attack here, or should I protect something and go slow? I think I'm just going to go rook to b1 and take it easy here, because I think at some point I'm just going to get a winning attack on him. Okay, Tahoe Sam has gone bishop to f5, and I feel like if I trade everybody, can I defend all right? Okay, let's trade c5. Yep, let's get rid of c5. So I feel good about getting rid of that knight. Okay, c4 from, let's see. Interesting, c4 against Lost in Space. TD Kid has gone queen to b8. and I'm just going to double rooks on the A file. Really like my position in this game. He's just, his knights on F8 are stumbling on each other, and they're having trouble moving. And it seems like just getting a nice build up on the other side. Okay, A5 from Dodgy, and this is, well, I mean, it's probably a good move. I was gonna, I'm investigating B3. I understand my king can get open. I understand that my king can get open here. So, what should I do? But my knight on E4 is the hero in this game. It's protecting everybody. So let's see. If I go B3, what does he do? Rook takes E4, maybe. Rook takes E4. Pawn takes E4. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a try out. It's messy. I'm not sure that I'm happy about it. But I think I probably have to do it. So I'm gonna try pawn to B3. Okay, Tahoe Sam. I have to trade on E8. Queen trade against Aaron Trobo. Queen D6 from chess 24. What's he up to here? He wants to go. Does he want to go bishop to knight to C5 in some position? And then I go bishop C4. Okay, I'm going to try Queen E2 and keep all the stuff on the board. Tahoe Sam's recaptured. And now, what's happening here? I think I'm going to go pawn to A3. I mean, it's a Benoni, it's passive, but maybe it's okay. All right, Queen. Let's try to trade some pieces against Aaron Trobo, and see if we can make the A pawn into something that means something. Lost in space. The position's gotten really messy. I'm going to take on F4. Very unbalanced position. Alekin, good thing about the Talikin game is that he's taking a lot of time. So maybe, and we're only on move 9. I mean, the simu's been going for like an hour and a half or something, and he's really low on time. So that's a good news for me. Okay, now what to do against Steven? Is C5 going to be some sort of idea for him? I think I'm going to try C5 myself to bottle his bishop up. Rook to D8 from Dr. Strange move. And now and this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go F4. So I'm gonna give it a try. I don't know. I'm making sure nothing weird happens to my queen. King takes G2. Aaron Trobo, I don't know. Is he doing my job for me by trading down? This is what I'm wondering. Okay, pawn takes from Lost in Space, and I guess I'll just go knight to E4. It's a very messy position. Pawns on both sides. I'm hoping that his pawns are going to try and mate me. My pawns are going to try to queen. Okay, Muhit with played bishop C6, just defending. And I'm going to go queen to C2. Chess 24 has put his queen into F8. And now I got to see how do I do the build up here? Let me do rook to F3. Tahoe Sam with queen to E7 tying me up. And I'm just going to go bishop to B2. Aaron Trobo has played rook, has gone rook to A8. Now, sometimes I have tactical tricks here based on back rank stuff. So I'm going to investigate that sort of stuff. Or should I just be nice and calm here and go rook to C2? I think I'm just going to go rook to C2. So far, I haven't lost any games. And that's... Maybe I'm getting good at these simuls. Okay, so now we have Aaron Trobo has gone knight E7, and I would really like to keep his knight uh, off of e3. Although I don't know. I think I'm going to go rook to b2 and maybe try to harass him a little bit. Okay, bishop a5 from Eternal Warrior, and that's probably a good move. Although we have to see, is he still going to be pinned forever? What sort of move can I do here? If I move my knight away, his bishop retreats. Okay, I'm going to take on c6. A queen trade from Doctor Strange move, but it's going to cost him a pawn. I think I got to be happy about that. Although I'm still going to look to see about Queen E7. What about Queen E7? Can I be greedy here? Pawn takes pawn and stuff like that. I think I'm going to be greedy with Doctor Strange move and try Queen E7. I could have just taken a pawn there, but what the heck, right? Okay, yep. So nice move from Dodgy, and now we got to see. I'm wondering here about in between moves. When do I ever put in the move a4? Let's say. That's what I'm wondering about. I don't think I'm putting in the move c4 in anywhere. Okay, so if I put in the move a4. Is that loosening the side or helping? What is going on here? If I take on e4, he takes on b4. And I don't know. Okay, pawn to c4, takes. If a4 happens, where does his queen go? Queen a6, pawn takes, pawn. I'm going to try a4. I don't know. I think this probably is really kind of ridiculous, but we'll see what happens. All right. Eternal Warrior with bishop takes c3, and I'm going to put in pawn takes pawn first. And that's a nice pawn I have there on b7. Okay, queen c8 from TD Kid. And now, at what moment do I open it up? I'm just content to sit on this. I think I'm going to try to triple on the file and maybe go rook to a3 and try to triple. Queen b4 from chess 24. And that's bothering my side over there. I see. And what can I do here? I'm thinking of tripling it one of these days. I could just go, maybe just rook a2 is the right thing to do. Why don't I just go rook a2 and take it easy here? Protect all the stuff. Okay, Steven's gone rook a d8. And now we got to see what's going on here with rook a d8. I think I'm just going to play pawn, something like pawn to a3 or pawn to b4. Bishop giving rook to d6 a try. Not sure what that does. Bishop h6, I don't believe does anything. Maybe I should just go h3 and take it easy. Okay, Muhit has gone. Queen c8. And I'm going to go bishop d3. That one I'm up a pawn and it's got a lot of maneuvering. Okay, Doctor Strange move is captured on d4 and I'm capturing on f6. Now, let's see. I'm going to capture on g5, and let's see what he does here. Rook e8 from Isolani. Now, at what point, how much can I prepare e4 in this game, and when should I do it? That's a good question. All right, I think I'm just going to go king to. Does king to h1 help anything? e4 against Isolani. What's happening? Pawn takes, pawn takes. Don't know. Don't know. Seems like I got to do it soon. All right, I'm gonna go king to h1. Still continuing to prepare it. Really, probably preparing it too much. Okay, Aaron Trobo. G6. All right, I'm gonna go e4 here and try and bottom up and see if I can get going. Bishop to e8 from Doctor Strange move. This one's This one's getting crazy. All right. Now, how do G6 I'm thinking about. What does he do about G6? That's going to be a tough one for him to deal with. King C2 against Eternal Warrior. Trying to keep that pawn on A6. It's got to be worth something. Okay, Tahoe Sam. I'm just going to play bishop to F3 and hang out and see if I can defend myself there. Chess 24, I've got him to back up. Now, how am I building up on him here? Queen F2, Bishop C4. What's the right way to do this? Bishop to G5. Nope, doesn't do anything. Bishop to C4 feels right. Does he have any ways to bother me there? Let's try Bishop to C4. Aaron Trobo with Rook to A4, and I go Rook to D2, protect my stuff. Talakin getting into terrible time pressure. I think I'm just going to develop. And that looks nice. Now, F3 from Lost in Space. I don't understand. I just go queen takes. I don't know what that was about. And now look at my B7 pawn against Eternal Warrior. You got to be happy about that pawn. But what's the right way to do this? Should I go bishop to A3 or rook to B1? Okay, I'm going to go rook to B1. Chess 24 has gotten out of the way with king to H8. I think I'm going to get out of the way with king to H1. Aaron Trobo has just gone king G7. And now I have to see, I think I try to walk my king over. Tahoe Sam H6, and I'm going to go H4. We're doing the air routine. H5 from TD Kid. And I'm gonna double rooks. I've already double rooks, but I'm threatening a triple. Time pressure in this game. He's got under 16. I think I'm okay. I'm ahead on the clock, about 7 minutes, so that's not bad. So how's TD Kid gonna unravel himself? This is the question. If he goes G6, well, later on there's going to be a situation, right? All right. Pawn F5 from Lost in Space, and now where should my knight go back to? Knight G3 to keep an eye on knight F takes F5 ideas. I think I like it. Okay. Knight H5 from Steven, and I think I'm just going to go back bishop to E3 and defend my stuff. Okay, Aaron Trobo with knight to C8. Now, I'm in this game with Aaron Trobo. I'm always looking for ways to bother him. Knight takes E6 is possible here, but it's trading so much stuff. Rook check, king back, rook check. I take. He gets to take A2. I don't know if I can win that position. So that's a question. Knight takes, I got to look at it, though. Knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes. King back, rook check, king up, rook takes, and then he takes my pawn, and I don't know, how do I increase the pressure there? I think I'm going to try it anyway. It feels like, it feels like something to do. Maybe I can get my king over there. We'll see. All right, now, what's happening here with Chess 24? We're both kind of tied up here. He's having a lot of trouble. I think Queen F2 feels like the right thing for me to do. Just continue to keep him tied up. Okay, now, did Dr. Strange move just lose? Pawn takes F7. Looks like it wins for me. And Queen C7 from Tahoe Sam. And I guess I'm going to now, I got to figure out how I'm doing this here. I'm looking at Queen to D2. And just to trade some stuff. Rook F8 from Chess 24. And now bishop to b3, just taking my time here. How does that look? I'm just going to take my time. Bishop to b3, and then try and unravel. h4 from TD Kid. Do I just want to play h3? I think so. Put an end to that. Rook check against Aaron Trobo. Queen takes d7 from Dr. Strange move. And Eternal Warrior is finally trying to get himself unraveled. But it did cost him a very strong b-pawn that I have. And can I go f4? I'm going to try f4. Talcon is in a very anti-positional position. I'm going to take on f6. Check against Aaron Trobo. Rook to d2 from Lost in Space. And I guess I'm going to just go rook e2. Queen takes b4 from Dodgy. He sacked the queen. Wow. I didn't expect that. All right. Now we got to see. It could be a brilliancy, or it's possible that he could have overdone it. That's what we're gonna find out any second. Okay, Isolani is what's going on here? Knight to c3 stuff. I'm gonna try to mix it up against Isolani. I'm gonna go knight to c3. I'm a little worried about my king side there. I'm going to have to keep an eye on my king side. Bishop f6 from Steven. And I don't know. I'm going to put my rook on d6, see if it bothers him. Okay, so the queen sack from Dodgy. So his bishop is going to open up. I think I'm going to have to give something back to him. I'm going to go rook takes d5 and try to defend that position. Okay, let's see what's happening with Aaron Trobo. I'm going to go rook check. Rook d2 from Lost in Space. I'm just going to take on b5. Try and open up my bishop. All right. Now, Aaron Trobo, I'm wondering, are there any Zugzwang positions here? Hey, sometimes this happens. You get into one of these endings and it's just a draw. So let's see. If I go rook to d6. Oh, sorry, rook to e7 I'm looking at. Rook to c6. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I released attention. I thought I was going to have some winning chances here. All right, I'm going to try rook to d7 and see if I could eke my way in there. King d8 from TD Kid. Pawn takes pawn. I'm going to go queen to b1. And now against Dodgy, this is what we're going to have to see what happens here. King, I'm going to try queen to c5. And we're going to see. He can. If I felt if I traded a pair of rooks there, that could turn out to be decent for me. Okay, now what's happening with Muhit? He's going to go bishop to f5. Discovered attacks. All right, hold on. With Muhit, I think is it possible that knight b3 bothers him, hitting a5, and his bishop, maybe winning another pawn. Stephen has replied bishop to e7. Did not accept my offer, a kind offer of the rook. And now I must retreat. Maybe rook to d4. Rook on d to d3 from Lost in Space. Did not think of that. Okay, but I have queen c6. That could be an annoying pawn I have down there. All right, I'm going to go queen to c6. TD Kid is moving his king back and forth. All right, Dodgy has gone rook to b7, and then there's no trade of rooks. All right, so I don't know. I think I'm happy if I get a perpetual in this game. So I'm going to go queen to c8, and if he wants perpetual, I'm happy. You know, I'm very happy if I get a perpetual happens. All right, now what do I do here against Tahoe Sam? Is he going to start? Is he trying to start sacking on me or something? All right, rook to d1. Okay, now against Isolani, knight into b6, I guess. Traded queens against lost in space. The c pawn looks dangerous. Rook check from Aaron Troba. I go up my king, and now TD Kid has gone rook to b8, and now I'm going to take on b5 finally. That's a lot of work for the file. Knight d5 from Eternal Warrior, and what's the deal here? Bishop to f2. Yeah, bishop to f2, I guess, looks decent. Try and keep that pawn. Aaron Trobo, rook a4. That's a good move. I think it's just a draw. And now, what to do here against Isolani? Still, incredible preparations for e4. Still have not done it. All right, I'm going to try rook to e1. I'm still trying to prepare e4. It's really an ordeal here. Tahoe Sam with c5. I guess I'll move my bishop back to c1. Let's see. Talkin is in unbelievable time pressure. I guess I'll just maybe play a nice safe move. And what could that be? Maybe a3? Okay, let me just go a3. That looks nice and safe. Chess 24 has gone h5. All right, now we got him tied up, definitely tied up. But at what moment will he ever go g5? I don't know. I'm going to get my rook back. Rook to a1. Okay, TD Kid. Now I'm going to go rook to a7. And now Chess 24 has locked it. Okay. So it's locked over there, and what to do? Is first things first. Is g4 any kind of threat? I don't think so. So I'm gonna try to maneuver myself here. I'm gonna go knight to f1, and we're in some heavy maneuvering deal there. And what's happening here with lost in space? I feel like I'm just winning there. I have a lot of passed pawns. Let me go bishop to. Rook to bishop to c4, or rook takes, then bishop to c4. Okay, rook d5 from Steven attacking my c pawn. I'm going to go a4, b4, I think it is, and now, okay, knight to h5 from Isolani, and now can I finally go? Well, I don't know. Am I afraid of knight g3? That's another question here. I mean, has he kept me from going e4 again? Do I have to go knight e2? All right, I'm going to go knight e2. I still not able to do it. And it feels like the game against Aaron Trobo is just a draw. Let me check it out a little bit. Yeah, I don't see anything to do, really. I mean, rook to d6. All right, I'm going to go rook to e7, tie him up, but that doesn't look right. Talkin seems to have hung a rook in bad time pressure. And c5, queen c7 from Tahoe Sam, threatening a sacrifice. I guess I go king g2 and try to stop the sacrifice. I think I'm okay there. He's certainly better. Now I'm trying to make the draw in the games where there's some games where I'm seriously busted. Okay. Now, against TD Kid. At some point, I gotta have a nice sacrifice. I must have a nice sacrifice somewhere in here. I'm looking at knight takes b5 now. Knight takes b5, pawn takes b5, queen a5, check. I don't know. Can I prepare this sacrifice? I'm going to bring another knight around. I'm going to go knight to c1 and try to be greedy here. Okay. Now, against Muhit, can I snatch a pawn or am I asking for trouble? This is the big question. I think I'm going to snatch the pawn. Okay, I'm very happy. Hold it. Dodgy offered me a draw. Dodgy, I'm very happy to take the draw there. I don't know what's going on if you go bishop f8, so I'm very happy. He offered me a draw and I didn't see it. So I think he accepted my draw, and I think that's one game where I definitely consider myself fortunate to draw. Okay, G4 from chess 24. Man, that's very controversial because who's getting opened up who there? You know, that's the situation there. Who's opening up who? Talikin, bad time pressure. Simul's been going on for about 2 hours. Good games. Back to chess 24, G4. All right. I think I just go rook to G3. I don't know. I don't see any way to progress here. Let me try something. One more thing here. Rook check. Try one more thing against Aaron Trobo, but I don't think so. Okay, now I'm going to go rook to H8. Okay. TD Kid has moved his king. Now I'm coming over with my other knight. Queen D7 from Tahoe Sam. And if I trade rooks, I think I'm going to be okay. But how do I trade rooks? Bishop to D2 going to be okay? Haven't really, not really doing too much against Aaron Trobo. Just putzing around a little bit. Knight to E4 for Muhit. What's the idea? I'm going to bring my knight back to D2. I'm very happy there. I'm up a pawn. I think that's got to be nice. Okay, Stephen, should I trade rooks on D5? Good question. Or go back. All right, I'm going to trade rooks on D5. Muhit, man, Aaron Trobo, I don't really see what I'm doing here. I mean, my king is not going to play the game ever. Although maybe I'll give it a shot to see if my king can play the game. Okay, Eternal Warrior, I think I've got to keep my A6 pawn. That's my only deal there. Yeah, I'm going to try some King F3 thing against Aaron Trobo. Last try. And then if that doesn't work, then I'm just offering a draw, which probably I should offer anyway. But sometimes you just play these things. What do you got to lose? Okay, when's the sacrifice going to happen against TD Kid? Ugh. All right, I'm going to go knight A5. Not easy to crack through there. Even with his knights all jumbled on the other side, still not easy to crack through. Amazing. Bishop H3 from Tahoe Sam. And is he bothering me now? How's he trying to bother me now? With all right, possibly he's trying to bother me with Queen F5 ideas. I see. Okay. All right, I'll go King G1. Okay, now what do we do here? King H5 from chess 24. So let's see if I take exchange. Do I have exchange sacks? What's my situation here? How about I don't know. I'm gonna try knight to h2. Okay, Muhit has gone. Now Muhit's gone queen h5. So some annoying stuff. I'm gonna go bishop e2. Okay, Steven is getting a little bit of time pressure. I'm getting a little bit of time pressure over there. Rook to e1, I guess, looks okay for me. And Isulani has finally. I've prepared. Okay, I prepared that e4 break so much that it's not there anymore. So now I have to look for other stuff. Is g4 really ridiculous here, or should I do it? All right, I'm going to go g4. Okay, TD Kid has captured on a5. I recapture. Bishop f5 from Tahoe Sam. And now I'm getting. I'm a little worried here. I wish that somehow things got connected better. Could have problems here. Tahoe Sam maybe he's beat me before, and I think he might have got me again. I have to look. It's gonna. My king is about to get aired out here. That's for sure. Cannot go bishop to e4. He takes queen f3. Right? Yep. So what to do? Bishop to d4. See, this f5 is going to be an ugly situation. I think this is going to be my first loss. Looks like nothing to do here. Got my queen. My bishop wound up on the wrong side, unfortunately. And what's the way? Is there any defense here? I don't think so. All right, I'm gonna just put my bishop on d5. I don't think there's much hope there. Knight e4 from Muhit. And now, can I go knight to... All right, hold on. Is he ever threatening knight takes f2? I don't think so, so I'm going to go knight c5. h4 from chess24. I'm happy to sack the exchange there. And now I'm trying to do something with my king in the Aaron Trobo game. Let's see. Queen. I think I'm going to try queen to d2 against Steven. Steven's defending pretty well. Isulani went backwards. Okay, and now is my king okay? I'm going to go king to g2. Whose king got open there? Who knows? And now, what is this Muhit up to now? Knight takes, bishop takes, or should I just go bishop to d3? Let me just go bishop to d3, and I feel like, well, hold on, bishop to d3, no. I think I better trade those knights before something visits me. That would be not good. All right, so against the Eternal Warrior, I'm very happy that my A-pawn is still alive. But how do I continue? Something like f4, rook d1 check. I don't know if that does anything. Okay, I'm going to go f4. Chess 24. If I could get my queen in there, that could really be something. I got him all tied up. Exchange sack got him tied up. All right, let's see. What am I trying to do here? Knight h6 ideas, queen f3 ideas. All right, if I go queen f3, is he trying to do bishop to g5? I'm going to go rook to d1. Looks nice. Keep him from unraveling. Okay, TD Kid. How do I break through? My God, this is incredible. He's still playing here. All right, I'm going to see. Maybe the breakthrough should happen on the other side. All right, I'm going to go f4. Maybe I'm going to break through with f5. Okay, Stephen has done this. Now, knight back. And now, how do I want to do this? Bishop g5 is interesting. Okay, I'm going to do bishop g5, recapture with the queen. Queen g6, in between move from Muhit. Wants to get his bishop there, but okay. Can I do bishop to d3 first? Because I would like to trade stuff. That would make... I would be very happy. I think it makes my king much safer. He takes back with a pawn, and now how can he attack me? I'm going to go bishop takes b5 and push him up Tony, as my friend Walter Brown used to like to say. Push him up Tony. I think that was some kind of baseball thing. All right, I'm going to go e4 against Eternal Warrior. He's getting in a little bit of time pressure. Every little bit helps. Muhit king g7, not really sure what he's doing. I think I'm going to get my b-pawn going. Isolani, rook to f8. What's he trying to do? Is he setting up any sacrifices? Am I still trying to play for e4? Rook e2 from Tahoe Sam. I think that I have to resign. I'm just lost there. A good game from Tahoe Sam. Very nice Benoni there. So first loss. Rook g8 from Chess 24. So now I'm thinking about some stuff here. Looking at things like, well, even looking at rook takes d7 to tell you the truth. Don't know. Rook takes d7. Bishop c5. His queen has to go to d8. Who knows? Queen to f3 looks like a good move. Trying to maybe get the queen over there. Knight h6 possible. Okay, I'm going to go for queen to f3. Coming up with my king against Aaron Trovo. Don't know where I'm coming up to, but I'm coming up. Knight d7 from TD Kid, and now I think I'm going to hit him with f5. Playing on both sides of the board. Whatever I just said. Okay, Aaron Trovo has gone. I'm going to offer a king and pawn ending, which I'm thinking he's not going to take. All right, now, what's going on here with Chess 24? I would like to get my queen in there. So how do I do it? Knight to h6. If I could get my queen in there, I would win, but I don't see it. Knight takes f6, queen takes f6, queen h5. I don't think that does anything. So knight to h6. Bishop takes h6. Weird position. Not clear, not easy to do something yet. All right, bishop to c1. Bishop, what is the point of bishop to c1? I have no idea. I think I'm going to go rook to d3 or rook to d2. Let's go rook to d3. Okay, knight back to f8 for TD Kid. And I feel like I'm starting to do something here. Now I'm going to switch to the other side. I'm going to see if I can open up the f-file. I've got them on both sides. Bishop to e6 from Muhit. And now I think I'm just going to move my bishop back and push my b-pawn. Okay, what's happening here now? Eternal Warrior. If I take on d4, and go king to d3. Okay, now Isolani went. Hold on. Did Isolani lose a pawn on c6? And should I take it? I think so. Let me take that. All right. My queen's not getting trapped, I don't think. Keeps an eye on d5 also, which is very helpful. Aaron Trobo. Yeah, I don't see why. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, this is just not making any progress at all. I think I'm just going to offer Aaron Trobo a draw. I don't see any way to do anything here. I'm just going to play a rook move, and if he wants to draw, he has it. I don't see why he would be playing for a win, to tell you the truth. Okay. Now, chess 24 has gone. Knight f8. Now, I'm thinking of trying to hit him on the other side here. Pushing my pawn. I don't see what Muhit's doing. Okay, now e5 from Eternal Warrior, and now I'm calculating good stuff here. If I take on d4 and go rook c8, is that it? Okay, what's happening here? a4 to Muhit, is that a4, bishop to b3. Queen c3, d5. I think that should win. Knight h7 from chess 24. Bishop to c5. Now, okay, Eternal Warrior, rook to c1. Queen c3 for Muhit. Rook c8 from Isilani, and I guess I'll just take on b5. Rook b8. And now, should I take another one? Why not? I'll take on... No, sorry. If I take on a5, bishop to b4, that's getting a little too greedy. Queen on a6 to keep an eye on things, or queen a4? Queen a4 looks okay to keep an eye on things. Okay, now, chess 24, finally, what is happening here? Knight takes f6. Queen takes f6. Wow, I don't know. All right. Bishop to d6, maybe. Keep them all tied up. Keep an eye on stuff. King e8 from TD Kid. And now I'm going to go rook back to a2. I'm trying to get in on the file now. I think Muhit's position, I don't see anything he could do. I think I'm very safe. All right, let's see what to do here against Steven. Was going to go knight e5, but don't like getting tied up with rook to e8. Don't like it. Don't want to get tied up with rook to e8. So knight to d4 may be the right move there. Whoa, what am I doing? Excuse me, what am I doing? Does rook e8 just end it? Rook e7. What am I doing there? I played a good idea and then I didn't see it. What is... Getting punchy, boys, getting punchy. All right, my people, my pawns are creeping in against Muhit. I think it feels like it's resignable for him. I don't think what he's doing on the king's side is affecting me at all. Okay, so now we have a knight. Eternal Warrior's going for a blockade, which, okay, let me see. But can I zugzwang him out of a pawn is the question. Okay, I'm going to go rook to the 8th. And queen takes f7. Looks like that's it for Steven. Steven was hanging in there for a while, but those positions with the pawn to c5 and stuff, I've had those kinds of positions, and they're really not easy to deal with at all. All right, people are getting into time pressure all over the place here. Okay, now, anything doing, how's my king looking in this Isolani game? I just want to make sure he doesn't get any sacrifices on me. Okay, king back to d6 from Eternal Warrior, and king takes d4 for me. King h8 for Steven, and his queen takes g8 is mate. Queen e7 for TD Kid. Now, TD Kid, Ridiculous. Tough defense. When can I finally break him? I mean, my God. I don't know. F6. I don't think so. Haven't broken him yet. B6 from chess 24. I don't want to. I don't want to open up his rook. Really don't want to open up his rook. Okay, queen to F2. F6 from Eternal Warrior. And I'm going to go H5 and fix his pawn on white in case it's a bishop and knight situation. Queen E6 from Isolani. And now, is he threatening to sack? He might be. I'm thinking of Queen C6 to try and keep him from sacking. Does Queen C6 really keep him from sacking? That's a good question. Knight G6, Queen C6, try to keep him from sacking. All right, let's try it. I don't think I'm walking into anything. Not yet. Rook G8 from TD Kid. F6 I'm looking at. I've had this game. Come on already. Where is it? F6 takes. F6 looks like it's a good move. Rook F1 looks like it's a good move. A lot of good moves. I'm concentrating on F6. All right, I'm going to do F6. Knight takes G4 from Isolani. Okay. Pawn takes. Bishop A6 attacking my rook from chess 24. Do I need my rook on the third at all? So if I want my rook on the third, then I should probably go rook to C3. Although, then he's bothering my bishop. So, maybe pawn to C4 is the best move. But does he have then? What does he have then? So, do I have to go rook to D2? Queen takes. Okay, now I must go bishop to G3 against Isolani. And now, what's going on against Eternal Warrior? What is the proper procedure here? I'm looking at rook takes. Yeah, I guess I could take it and then just go bishop to E2. And then the guy on the other side of the board's got to be annoying also. Bishop G5 from chess 24. So now he's finding some stuff here. I might be sacking two exchanges here. I mean, now if he goes F6, what's the story with that? Is that all locked? All right, I'm going to go rook to D1. I'm not happy about how this turned out. Okay, F6. Now, I think I'm just going to take some pawns on the other side. I think I finally cracked TD Kid. Thank God. What an ordeal. And I think I've cracked Eternal Warrior right at the same moment. So only one loss so far. Tough game there, Eternal Warrior. Hung on. But still, the position was so passive, though. You know, that's what I didn't like about his game. Okay, now I got to look out here against chess 24. Are these pins bothering me? Tough games. Move 40 already in this one against chess 24. All right, bishop takes G3 against Osolani. And now, can I do queen takes D5 in between move? And yeah, that was a tough game there. I lost the preparation, and I think it's lost now. But I don't know. His maneuvering never stopped me from playing e4. I know in those isolated pawn positions, the way to stop me from playing e4 is always some sort of c5 break. There's some good Gelfand game where he beat somebody with black a long time ago with that. Okay, so let's see what's happening. Chess 24 is the toughest game for sure. Okay, he's just gone pawn to c5, and can I go bishop takes c5? I'm just trying to keep all my stuff protected in this game. I mean, I thought I was going to crack him on the king's side, but it wasn't. I mean, he hung on. But the good news is that his pieces are on the king's side, so maybe my two connected pass pawns on the queen's side will do something. No, I don't. I didn't keep track. There's probably not a lot of games left. I don't know. I don't know if this is the only one or if there's other ones. But one loss, I think, so far. Not bad. I think the Yankees won 7-2 or something, so that was pretty good. And in this game, I'm just trying to keep myself protected here. I probably have to be careful. I mean, when you're down the exchange, although even if you have stuff, always have to look out for back rank ideas. So I'm going to make sure that somehow I got to try to keep his rook from visiting the position. For instance, I don't know, maybe later on he could try to get a bishop to f4 or create some back rank stuff. But right at this moment, I feel like my pieces are in good shape. I think my knight can return to d5. And I think overall, I think things look pretty good here against Chess 24. Rook to b7, trying to tie me up. Interesting. Okay. And now I have to see what to do here. I'm giving bishop to a4 a look. Although then he could trade rooks. Everybody seems to be sort of protected. Let's see. Bishop a4 makes him take. Everybody's protected there. I'm going to try bishop to a4. I guess I expect rook takes d1. See, his bishop and his knight on h7 are not bothering me. His bishop has got some potential to show up on f4 to annoy me in cases where I can't take on h4. So I don't know. I think I like it. I mean, I haven't been counting pawns. I've been so busy trying to make threats on him that, hold on 1 second. Simul is still going. Simul is still going. Maybe it's the only game. All right, so we're going to see what how Chess 24 can try to do something here. It looks like it's just me and him. Wow. So I did okay so far. Not too bad. All right, we expected rook takes d1, bishop takes d1. How can he try to get in on me here? Queen d8, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I'm gonna. I think bishop to f3 seems right. Keep it near my king. Feels like the right thing to do. I don't know. Is there any point to bishop a4 like I was about to do? Then his queen can come in. Let's see here. Bishop to e2. Is everybody defended if he goes queen to d2? That's that's the kind of thing I got to look out for. All right, I think that defendant. I think I should really try hard to keep my c pawn. So I'm going to go bishop to e2 with these passed pawns and see if I can keep everybody here and go b4, b5, and stuff like that. Bishop to f4. Okay. And now, is there a threat? Obviously, I cannot take on h4. He takes on b6. So, is there a threat? So, let's say I go. Is he bothering me with bishop to g3? If I go pawn to b4, bishop to g3. Okay, I'm gonna go try pawn to b4. I'm not afraid of the back rank yet. I might be soon, but okay, I have these passed pawns. Okay, now I'm going to go queen to e3. Okay, his rook's not getting into the position yet, so that's good news. So what's the deal here? I could tell him a little punchy because I was just analyzing queen d2, and I did not see I could take his queen. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign at all. So my idea is going to be b5. Win his bishop if he lets me. So can he move his rook somewhere? And then I like my knight coming back to d5 and just trying to shut him out. And also, it's nice that if I forget something, I always have dropbacks to protect the back rank, and just see what the story is with that. So now, what should he do? Bishop to f4. I think I can go queen to d3. Knight to g5, I don't think does anything. Then I'll go knight to d5. So, well, he's got to have a think here. It's just, it's a, I mean, he's got to see how to activate. He still has chances. Let's see what to do. I mean, a queen trade for me, it looks okay. I mean, it looks like my b pawn is really going fast. If my knight comes to d5, I might be collapsing him some more in f6. Like I've said over and over, the thing that concerns me is him concocting some deal where he gets me on the back rank. And so far, that's why I'm playing so carefully. Okay, rook c7. And I feel like I should go knight to d5. Rook d7, all right. And now let's see what's up here. I don't know. I'm wondering. I'm wondering about queen to h6 to try and can I try to snatch a pawn, or is that running at the back rank trouble also? Pawn to b5 might be the best thing to do. Let's see. I'm looking for tricks here. Oh, look at this. Now, this is interesting trick. What about knight takes f6? The g1, and then when he takes go queen h6, his bishop is hanging. How does that work out for me? That's not bad. I think I'm going to give it a try. Rook h7, I trade the queens, and I still have his rook bottled up. He's got to try to get his rook. If he gets his rook to some files, maybe he's got some chances for back rank. But then I have all these pawns. Okay, now still safe, nice safe king, and his king got a little more open, which is very nice. Um, I'm thinking of trying to just maybe put my bishop on g1 and go with the guys. Like the people said, pass pawns must be pushed. So, how many pawns do I have for the exchange? 3 pawns for the exchange, and then I'm going to go for the mindless pawn pushing. Okay, hold on. Queen g5 back rank threat. That's what I was afraid of. This is the kind of thing that I was afraid of. Okay, but do I have bishop to e3? I could look at queen's check, but then he's got rook to d8. So bishop to e3. Back rank is still covered. No rook takes d5. Always got to look. Shots. Bishop to f4. Maybe. Bishop to f4. And then I was going to go bishop to g1. Just go really miss the defense there. I mean, there may be something better. I mean, I don't know if I have something concerning, but I think I'm going to stick to my idea of just staying safe and pushing the pawns. What should he do? If he goes queen to d8, I'm thinking just c5. If he goes queen to g7, I think then I got to be careful. Then I don't want to push c5 because rook a7 could cause some trouble, and then I guess I'll push b5. So it's not done yet because he can still try to organize the back rank things. It's just a question of how does he do it, and in the meantime I have distractions with my pawns. So another good simul, everybody. Okay, queen to d8 he did. And now I'm thinking of just going pawn to b5 or pawn to c5. Which one? Pawn to b5. His bishops look nice. Really good defensive positions. And then I'm going to see if I can keep him from breaking in. It's a question of, it's a question of how can he try to get in there with his rook and queen. I think I'm locking him out, but we'll see. So I only had a couple easy, there were only a couple of easy games today. And it's a shame to have a game. It just ended with queen takes c8 check on like move 5 or something like that. So I think Tahoe Sam was the only winner so far. Now let's see what Chess 24 could do here. I'm Rook d6, b6. I'm just looking for any kind of way for him to bother me, and I don't see it yet. Okay, Rook d6. I think I don't see why not b6. Knight f6. Okay. All right, now I'm looking at I'm looking at all kinds of stuff here. He's still got some background situations that he can annoy me with. If I go bishop to g5, what is happening with the pin? What happens with bishop to g5 is a good question. I think I'm going to do it. Bishop to g5, try to tie him up a little bit. Still try to lock him out. Okay, I might win my exchange back, but If I win my exchange back, I want to make sure that he doesn't get me on the dark squares with the two remaining pieces. So that would be something. So let me see what he does here. I don't think I'm afraid if Rook takes D5 or anything like that. Queen F8 seems to be the most obvious looking move, but then C5 looks nice for me. Well, does it? Because C5 could be hanging, but I got that B7 pawn for distraction. So what's the move? Just want to push my pawns and not get mated. That's all I want out of this. So I don't know what's going on. I saw we're going to see. I'm looking forward to the candidates matches last year. It should be good to see. What Carlsen's last tournament, he was a little shaky. So maybe I don't know. Maybe Magnus shouldn't play in his home country anymore. It seems that maybe the nerves get the better of him. And the Beal tournament, is a very nice tournament to go to, but it's only 6 players now, and I wonder what's going on there with the sponsorship. I hope it continues because it's one of the best traditional tournaments of the year. Plenty of time for chess 24, 11 minutes. I don't see a lot of moves for him. I thought Queen F. I really thought that maybe Queen F8 was his best move, but I don't know. And then C5 looks harsh. I mean, just go with the pawns. There might even be some stuff like takes. With his queen on F6, I don't have to worry about the back rank as much as I used to. So it's not getting anywhere that fast. So I might just be able to trade everybody and go queen, check my way to C7 and then push. And maybe that's the easiest way to win. So if that's the case, then he has to. Well, what can he do? Rook takes D5 is going to be the same thing. Rook takes D5. I think just C takes D5 followed by B7, and he's still pinned. And I'm trading stuff on F6. That looks like the same type of position. So I don't know. It may be that I'm just winning here. Nothing fancy like knight takes E4. Nope. Just see, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. While we're doing this, let's do a quick review of the games. Aaron Trobo, suspicious opening, but turned out okay. Well, actually, I don't know if it was really a suspicious open. He went B6 and then C5, but I never saw anything clear to do. So I have to take that back. I think Aaron Troba's opening turned out pretty well. Talakin's opening was a disaster. He lost in 16 moves. And, C4, G5. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's if you play that against a decent player and who's going to play decent moves, that's just not going to be good. Let's see. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay. He went bishop to F2, chess 24. Okay. So, let me see what to do here. Knight takes F6. Bishop takes f6. No, hold it. Oh, whoa. Knight takes f6. Rook to d1 check. Nice one. Okay. So I have to take it easy here and find a move. Got to just see what's the right move here. Queen to b5, queen to a8. I really don't want to give him the file. Queen to a7. What about it? Rook takes, knight takes. You see how easy it was to blow this. Knight takes f6, rook d1 check, and that's it. You know, so it's that easy to blow it. I think I'm going to go queen to a1. Guard the back rank with my life here, man. I'm telling you. See? That's how easy it was. Knight takes f6, looks nice, and then rook d1 is mate. Good try. So which one should he try now? Rook takes b6. And rook takes b6. Doubt it, but rook takes b6, same thing. Hold on, rook takes b6, queen takes e5, rook check, and he's got bishop g6. So, but how about this one? I bishop opposite color down 3 pawns is a possibility, but I mean that would have to. I would think that would have to be a win somehow. I mean, what I'm looking at is like rook takes b6, bishop takes f6, queen takes e5 kind of stuff, and then king g7, trade everybody off and up 4 pawns. I guess the only thing left would be h, and I would have those 5. So, all right, bishop to d4. I expected that, and now queen to e1. Rook takes b6. Still. Oh well. Once the h pawn is gone, it's a relief because then I'm not really back ranked anymore. I mean, not like with that bishop g3 stuff. So this is pretty nice now. I think it's clearing up. I lose the b pawn, but then I think I might have a mating attack. If he doesn't take my b pawn, I guess I can push it for distraction. But I think his main problem is queen takes h4 here. What to do? How to stomp it? I don't see a way to stomp it. So let's see. Well, here I might as well check some other games out. Doctor Strange move. Man, opening was just suspicious. I did an exchange Slav because I know how he plays. And if he wants to do something crazy against a solid opening, you see 5 bishop d7 is already out there. Normal moves for me. Bishop fb4. And then, I don't know, the crucial thing was his pushing on the king's side with g5. He got my dark squared bishop. But then after that, he cashes in his dark squared bishop. And I think that I was just better there. And then when I played f4, it looked like just a good king side attack. So solid opening, but then the crazy play led to a good position for me. Enrico Booty, well, I don't know. I mean, he lost in, it was 1-0 and 16 in a normal kind of Queen's Indian, but his bishop on a6 got into some serious trouble. I remember a long time ago, I actually won the Brilliancy Prize in the U.S. Championship. I think it was 1993. Fedorowicz against Alexander Ivanov in a position like this. And I did c5. And then I forgot how it went, but it won. It was in some novelty of the year, or one of the novelties of the year, and I improved over his game with Karpov, and I did it by accident. I did it at the board, and so so I was familiar with these positions, and you could see the position after Queen C2. He's just losing his E pawn for nothing, and the position is just really, with C6 is bad, and I mean, I could win an EH7 pawn. Maybe I sack in exchange by putting a rook on D6. It's just a real problem there. Let's see. Eternal Warrior. That's a game. That's a game where I just blundered in the opening. He went G5, G4, and I just got lucky that I had this pin thing when you could see that when I put my bishop on H4, move 18, that all of a sudden it's big trouble. It's just a very uncomfortable pin, and then I have the weird move rook to G1, which boxes his bishop, his light squared bishop out, and just with a nice position for me. So even though I hang the hang a pawn, it turns out all right. Sometimes you get lucky. What can you say? Let's see what else we have here. Isolani, that was a tough game. Exchange, Queen's Gambit, and his maneuver A5 to 9. I mean, it took a lot of time. I'm not sure what it did, but it was solid enough. And then I felt that he went wrong when he went B5. I think you got to be careful how you treat that side. You make too many holes. And then you could see, I think my G4 was a good move, actually. And that opened up his king a little bit. And he hung C6. And then and the thing about snatching C6 was then D5, I think, was fatally weak. So it was a tough game for a long time. But then I thought B5, weakening D5, was eventually the problem. Let's see, back to chess 24. It's my move. He's gone rook to B6, and I'll go queen takes H4 check. And let me go back to the review here. Let's see, Isolani we spoke about. Talcon, well, I mean, his opening was just, look at it, C4, G5. And then I go knight E4 and 4 pawns, and I think it just wins a nice pawn for nothing. And it was a serious problem after that. Let's see what else. Jester hung a bishop on C8 on move 8. Always nice to have a game like that in the simul. But Jester, I think Jester's done that before, and if he's going to play in the simul, he's got to pay attention a little bit better, because I don't, it's not really fair to the other players in the simul when one guy loses so fast. It's almost like the simul players are a team, and they got to stick together and make me work hard in these games. Let's see, Monarch was a Benoni, and you could tell that what happened there. The wrong pieces were traded on E5, and then F5 just opening up the position with the pieces still on A8, B8, and C8. That was going to be an immediate loss, and it was. So on principle, you cannot open up the position when you're behind development. All white's pieces are out. Black still has 3 guys sleeping. So on principle, you can't do something like that. Muhit just fell for a trick. Opening wasn't bad, although D5, I'm up a tempo over an A3 Queen's Indian. So the usual move on knight C3 is knight E4 in the old days. Very solid position, slightly better for white, but a real international tournament type of opening. And then Muhit just made a mistake, and you could see that after pawn to C4, knight takes C4, I'm just up a clear pawn for nothing. And he defended well. It took me a long time, but really it wasn't, it was after the pawn goes, white can afford to take the time and just use proper technique to win the game. T.O. Kid, well, what can you say? I mean, just got a bad position in the opening. Cannot allow a move like 10E5, just completely cramping the position with really no hope of ever getting unbottled. And Pathfinder also real problems with the holes. And once E5 drives that knight back to B8, see, I think the opening is okay, but you can't play a position after, can't play D6. You got to try to hit with D5 at some point. Even D5 on move 9, followed by E5 and knight D7, may not be that bad, although white's position is better. The bishop's more open, and the bishop on B7 is bad. But I would say that after E5, driving that knight back to E8, I just got to like white's position quite a bit. Let me check back here. Chess 24 is still thinking. So let's see, continue with the review. I think that might be all of the games. And so just, I remember a long time ago when I still live near Washington Square Park. The guys there once had a meeting, and they said the only reason I beat them was because I know my openings better. And I do know my openings pretty well, but, I mean, the main thing is to play a sound opening against me and not get clobbered. And I think some of the people did that, but in some of the games, like the Pathfinder game, if you get into such a difficult opening position, it's going to be hard. Okay, now I just want to end this against Chess 24 in the simplest way possible. So I'm going to go bishop takes F6, and I think I have a forced continuation that ends the game. Bishop opposite color wouldn't be bad, but I think I got a forced continuation here. So I'm threatening to take his queen and his check. And he's going to take it with his rook, and I'm going to go queen G5. I don't think he can take with the queen. Knight takes, and there's now that I said an important thing was that that H pawn was gone. So now in some positions with back rank stuff, my king can walk up to G3, and that's very nice. So it's going to be I think it's going to be rook takes F6, queen G5 check. King H7, Bishop H5 check is the story, and then I'm just going to win the rook. I think I'll even trade queens there, and just to take all the steam out of the position, and I think that should do it. So good simul, everybody. Thanks for playing. Simul took around 3 hours, so tough games, and I'm not sure what my score is. I think I lost one, and it feels like a couple of draws. So, a pretty fairly good simul. Last month I didn't lose any, and it looks like Chess 24 is going down on time here. And no, he resigned about a minute and a half ago. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. We went over, did a review of the games, but hope to see everybody next month. Thanks, everybody, for playing, and have a good month, and enjoy our other coverage and our other, the Blitz is good. Maybe I'll try that one of these days. I used to be a good Blitz player. I think I'm still not bad. So one of these days I might get involved in the Blitz, but for now I really enjoy the simuls. So thank you, everybody. This is GM John Fedorowicz from New York City, Greenwich Village. Thanks for playing my August. August is next month. Thanks for joining in my July 2015 Simulmaster Simul. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Sandra for taking good care of us. And see everybody. Enjoy our coverage and other events. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. Have a good night.